Hello and welcome to Dota patch 7.39 analysis and thoughts. This just came up and we're just going to go through like the biggest changes. I'm not going to go too in depth on a lot of the smaller things, just what I think is the big deal so we can talk about. It's probably going to be a bit of a long video regardless, but let's begin. Firstly, Tormentors spawn later in the game from 15 to 20 minutes. They are weaker and they're weaker of course. And they regenerate less. This is a big deal because a lot of the pro meta has been about the Tormentor, which is that it spawns at 50 minutes. So you see both teams try to group around it. You get a free shard, free-ish shard, because you have to put some money to get it. But not put money, but you have to like be there to take it. You bring the whole team. There's usually a team fight around that time. Whoever gets the shard gets a big power spike because it's also gold for everyone else. Now it comes 5 minutes later. So it takes a bit longer for the Torment to become the main objective of the game, and it takes less people to do, so you can sneak it in with like 3 people rather than 4. Overall, this is going to be one of the biggest changes in the pro game. In pubs, even at 10k MMR games that I was playing, we still had trouble herding the people to take Tormentor. But this makes it easier. Less people need it, and it comes on later. A bunch of, the next thing is a bunch of Roshan changes. Cool. Looks like he's a bit hard to bring down. Fine. Terrain changes. A lot of the trees have been removed from some areas, especially around towers. I like these changes because if you were trying to juke there, sometimes you click and your hair turns around. You're like, wait, I didn't realize this was unpathable or something like that. So this is just a lot of gunk being removed around the map. So I'm really glad to see all of this. Okay. Let's see, general changes. Now we don't have lifesteal amplification and spell amplification. Now everything's called health restoration, which means when you get lifesteal from spells or items, it's all called health restoration. And yeah, it's percentage increase to health gain from lifesteal, spell lifesteal, and health regeneration. So there's still lifesteal and spell lifesteal, but we amplify it with health restoration. And they stack diminishingly if they're positive or negative. But heal amplification now stats additively. What does that mean? How is diminishing what's additive? Additive means that if I say 15% plus 15%, I get 30%. So I go 130%, for example. But diminishing is if I say 10% and 10%, I don't get 20%. I get something like 11, which is how it works out. So that's kind of how it functions when it's diminishing stats. Basically diminishing bad, additive good. Item changes, they no longer have an overshoot range. You're like, what does this mean? So before this, which was weird, you could overshoot with a blink dagger. So if you try to blink and you go over, you get less range. I think this was the change that they are saying. Or, that's what I imagine this is what it means. Or it's either that if you blink and you go longer, they don't walk there. I'm fairly sure it's the first one. But, someone will test that and make sure it's exactly as I think it is. He's online. And then most of the changes are to the orb effects and everything that has spell amplification and life amplification. So this one, health restoration, health restoration, health restoration. It's all health restoration. This one reduces. The orbs all reduce. Shiva's reduced. So all of these are just restoration changes. These are sort of the bigger changes. These are stuff that are not related to the mechanics. Shroud is a little bit better. It gives you more mana. Like, fine, that's cool. This is a bit cheaper, whatever. Glimmer gives you less resistance but bigger aura, so it's better to save others but slightly less useful for you when you're holding it. Health Locket went from 25 to 15. It's a bit of nerf, but again, it does stack additively because it's heal amplification, which we just talked about. Phylactery and Kanda, they got buffed. They're still kind of garbage items. Kanda is way too expensive. It's supposed to be the mage's break. It's too expensive. 200 gold less, doesn't matter. Phylactery went from 12 to 10 seconds. That's nice, but remember, this used to be 6 at one point. This used to be 6 seconds, now it's not. Rod of Atos gives less intelligence and costs more mana for the cripple. Same thing with the Gleipnir. This is needed. Rod of Atos in general is just too good. I'm surprised it's not the health that was removed, that was nerfed. It's the intelligence, but that's fine. Slightly less evasion from Talisman and Radiance. Cool. Urn doesn't use a fluffy hat, it uses a circlet. It's cheaper by 55 gold? Yeah, 55 gold is cheaper because the recipe cost was increased. But this is overall a nerf because 2 stats is not as good as 125 health or 175 when it was upgraded. You used to get a lot of health. Oh, sorry, it's 125? Okay. I think there was something else that give you 175. I think it's Falcon Blade. Either way, I'd much rather have 125 health over 2 stats, but it's a nice bit of armor and agility and like mana. It's fine, but if it was 3, I'd feel like this is a lot better. But 2, okay. Spirit Vessel also got a tiny bit cheaper. Well, actually a little bit more than a tiny bit. It's like 155. It's nice. Again, it's small change, but it is needed. Like again, it gives you stats instead of health. That makes it a little bit better as a scaling item. Overall, it's fine. I think there's for a long time I felt Spirit Vessel is too expensive. This is a step in the right direction. Actually, oh my god, it's only 55 health. I thought it was 100. I don't know why I saw it as 288. It's barely much as price decrease for this, so whatever. I don't feel like this changes the item overall. We have a whole new set of neutral items. My god, I can't believe how big the change lot is. Orb Destruction, Pickpole, and Trusty Shovel are all out. I kind of really like these two, Orb as well as Shovel, but they're gone. I used to take Shovel every time. No matter what, I take Shovel, so I'm glad it's out because now I have real choices. Instead, we have Chipped Vest, Cobalt Cup, Sister Shroud, and most importantly, Dormant Curio, which is what we're going to talk about most. Chipped Vest, you get hit, reflect some damage, cool. Cobalt Cup activates Speed Aura for everyone. I kind of like it. It's 10% Speed Aura. It's not bad. It's not bad. Sister Shroud's probably the most exciting. You get 200% evasion. I've never seen 200% evasion before. This is very new to me. Dodging attack, it decreases the evasion bonus by 75. So you can dodge like, what, 3 or 4 hits before it goes down to nothing. So you basically are able to like... It's like really good against, TA, 3-4 hits you're able to dodge, but then it becomes useless. So it's fine. Most likely you're going to get like 2 dodges out of it. You're going to get that 200, which is the first hit. Then you get another dodge one, which is the 50%. It's like either it lands or it misses, but whatever. And you're going to get like 2 dodges and that's it. Okay. Unfortunately, it only resets if the warrior dies or kills an enemy hero. That's a big limitation for it. This is why I don't feel like it looks good, but I'm not really sure how I feel about the cooldown. Oh, but if you are killing a lot of people in a fight, it feels really good, right? Anyway, Dormant Curio is the most important one. You don't get anything from your artifact, but buffs the next artifact by 30%. It's a very risk-reward system, which is that I get nothing now. I'm not getting Chipped Vest or Cup or whatever, but I am getting something that will upgrade the next tier by 30%. I still get my enhancement, so I can still take this and like Brawny or whatever. But I keep this for nothing. Then I can upgrade later on. You can see like a lot of these get Dormant Curio, Dark's Mercy was from 3 to 3.9, from 240 to 312. Like there's a lot of these get buffed up after. Personally, I think Dormant Curio looks really good. Like this is something I think a lot of people will be picking up because tier 1, what is there that's super good? Like what is super amazing? When I go back here, oh nice, it goes right to where. Like what are you gonna take? Are you gonna take Ripper's Lash? Maybe. Occult Bracelet, that's fine. Like all of these are just kind of okay to take, but then you can start upgrading some of the later ones by a lot. So I really like this. I think this is going to be one of the strongest tier 1 items, especially because sometimes tier 2, you're a caster, you get, okay, Iron Talons is out. You get like Brigand's Blade and Poor Man's Shield and Tumbler's Toy, and you're like, I don't want any of these if I'm a mage. Or if I'm a melee guy and I'm getting stuff I don't like either, like Mana Drought and Searing Signet and something else, I'm like, I can just keep it to tier 3. So it's always going to be a good option because then you get an item that you really want. I think enhancements are more important anyway. So this is very strong, and I recommend picking it if you like. Try it out. I feel like it's looking really good. What are we looking at here? Madra is now tier 2. This makes sense. A lot of people were keeping it up all the way to tier 2, tier 3 even. That's good. And Poor Man's Shield's back. You block 30 damage from... attack from melee wielders. Oh, okay, sorry. 30 damage from this is a lot. So my bad. So 100% you reduce 30% damage, 30 damage from people that hit you. That's fine. It's all right. I mean, it can be a good thing if you're like not there's only physical damage. You already have like a Vanguard. This blocks a lot. That could be a very nice thing, but. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not really too impressed. Couple items removed, Nemesis Curse, Ninja Gear's gone. They added a GD Poland bag, which is you reduce their health restoration, which is nice. This is like going to be really good against Huskar, Necrophos, things like that. And you deal damage based on the max health, which is really pretty solid. Although Damage is non-lethal, so it doesn't break Blink Dagger. Okay, so it can't kill people. And you can upgrade to 50%. It's fine. It's good when you're up against people with mass life heal like Timbersaw, but you can also get a Spirit Vessel. I'm okay with this one. Psychic Advanced Band, you can push people away. Beautiful, free Force Staff. It only gives you the push though, it doesn't give you anything else. But low cooldown, no mana cost, really nice. These items all removed. Ogre's Hill Totem was the best. Why is it tier 1 say? And as well as Ceremonial Robe, these were like excellent items. We do have a bunch of new ones though, 3 of them, which is the Dizun Bloodrite. Spells have bigger AoE, but they cost health with mana, which is... This can be quite good if you're, Magnus, Enigma. The health cost I also feel like won't be too much, even though these have big mana costs. But it's nice. This is a very good mage item for people with big AoE spells. Giant Small gives you a chance. It gives you a critical hit, Crushing Blow. This is a Diablo 2 reference. You can tell he likes it. Where you also reduce their slow for a bit for 4 seconds. That's pretty good. Nice crit, I suppose. I don't know if this is going to be the best tier 4 item. I feel like this does less than Serrated Shift, but it's a crit. Alright, fine. What else does it do? Power deck number decreases their... okay. Cast speed reduction is pretty good, 20%. And then there's Outworld Staff. This is going to be the save item. You just astral yourself, but you lose life. Okay. We'll see how good that is. Couple items: remove Magic Lamp, Pirate's Hat, Book of the Dead. Their duration. This has been an item that we've been seeing a lot more this patch, to the end of the patch, where a lot of people are picking at tier 5. We're seeing 3 or 4 of them being picked up just to go for that GG push. Looks like it does get a little bit of health nerfs. The damage is also reduced from them, and their duration decreases, which is nice. Now, this is going to be. This is where we get to the good stuff. Sorry. Divine Regala, or whatever, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but you give 20% more damage. It says outgoing damage, so I'm assuming this affects spells as well, but if you die, it's gone. That is a big deal. 20% more damage is a huge late game. However, this feels very risky, because then it's like Divine Rapier, I don't give it to them, but I can end up with nothing. So I don't feel like this is going to be that worth. It's very risky. Pure will probably pick it every game. Alright, so this one, and then we have Helm of Down. This is, to me, seems like crazy. You get a 5 seconds chance to live after dying. If you're Oracle, throwing out False Promise. If you are Faceless Void, you die, throw Chronosphere. Phoenix, you throw an egg. Like, there's some heroes who can really benefit from this. This is insanely valuable. So I really like this. I really like this. It feels like one of the best tier 5 items you can get. Some of the enchantments get changes. It's a little bit of balancing here and there. It's fine. Let's go to the heroes. So Abaddon, he does not have Emphatic Shroud. It's the one where if you hit someone while the shield's on, it reflects damage, but it doesn't explode later on, deal damage. Instead, he gets Malignant Mist. Mist Coil does 100% of your attack damage. I think this was part of a shard, by the way. And applies effects from items and abilities. And he also takes more damage when he uses it on enemies. I like this a lot. It does feel like you're going to be able to do... If you're a support, not much. You're not going to add too much, but it's nice. It's a nice bit of change. What I do like now is that you can take the Quickening on support. No one was going to flame you. And you can take an Aghanim Shroud, Aghanim Shard, and suddenly you have shields that explode and deal damage as they're being hit. I feel like that is huge with the Quickening. You can throw out massive amounts of really strong shields. How good Malignant Mist is going to be? It's a core facet. Is core Abaddon good? We'll find out. Alchemist Dividend gives you less. Corrosive Weaponry is slightly worse. I've been seeing a lot of Grieval's Greed, Jungling Alch. It's fine. I don't know if it was that good. But this makes him slightly worse as a... Wait, actually... The movement slow is better, but the max stacks... Oh, okay. It's actually... Okay, it's definitely better now. Sorry. It takes less to stack in the earlier levels, but it goes up better. It moves faster. Especially at early... Yeah, it's much better now. Corrosive Weapon is way better. Does it make him a good core? AA, strongest position 5 last patch. Radius as well as cast range for Ice Vortex reduced, much needed. Aghanim Shroud duration from 60 to 50. Okay, that's fine. You get half the cold feet, still good. And Frostbite duration also reduced. Overall, needed. Still feels like the hero is really good. I don't think this pushes him out, but it definitely Brings them down a bit. Other heroes go up a bit. Suddenly it's comparable is what we're hoping for. The slow is better from his level 15 talent. And oh wow, we get 0.1 of a stun lore. Woo! Oh man, I can't believe this is things. Level 1 for Arc Ward gives him Arcane instead of Invisibility. I kind of like this because Arcane Rune is usually more useful. Like you can take it, whatever item you want to use after, or spells, whereas Invisibility is like, am I taking this and ganking or running away? It's kind of half-half. A lot of these heroes I don't play too much, so I don't know how good they are. But the magnetic field cooldown reduction decreased, but spark rate damage has been increased. So it definitely feels like he's like trying to bounce him out. He's not like a complete rechange, just a tuning up. Berserker's Call gives you more bonus armor now. To be honest, I feel like it feels like a value point almost at some point. Like yes, the duration increases, but the armor is barely anything. Battle Hunger is a lot better though at the early levels, like level 1 and 2. It's been getting buffed repeatedly, I've noticed. Not just this patch, but the previous patch as well. And counter helix damage increased. Okay, now some nice changes here for Axe overall. Enfeebled cooldown has been reduced level 1 from 28 to 22. That's nice considering how much it was. It's too, some of these R1 point wonders, you're like, do I want to max it out? But you just want to put 1 point. This is a nice change. Alright, Bat Rider, lots of changes. Basically 2 new facets, movement speed reduced by 10, annoying, but it is what it is. Now, applies 2 stacks? Really? Oh, why is it? That's very strange, isn't it? You get double stacks, but everything's reduced on half. I wonder why. I wonder why it's like that. Okay, so Stoked, you lose health while you're on using Firefly, but your bonuses increase over the duration. You get 40% movement speed and 20%. That's pretty cool, crazy. And they don't linger after. That is pretty insane that you get 40 movement speed through the duration of Firefly. Firefly is like what, 15? So you start speeding up more and more and more, and you do more and more damage. 20% is actually a pretty big deal. I like this. I felt like the old Stoked was not enough. It was like 4 at level 1, at 10 at max. So this is nice. Arsonist, you get an extra level of sticky napalm, and when you attack people, it applies it. This is definitely maybe a core one. I feel like everyone's gonna take Stoked. Stoked is just so much better. Arsonist, I have to get sticky napalm up to level 5 to get a benefit. That's like I have to get level 9 before it even procs. Then I have to hit people, and I lose a point in attribute bonus. Too much. This, Stoked, insanely good. This, bleh. What are we looking at? Sticky Napalm stack applied by Flame Break piece. Okay, that's fine, I guess. A Beastmaster, one of the strongest offlaners. Agility is reduced, and damage has been reduced because he is a universal hero, I believe. Drums of Slom, you used to get 10, 15, 20 based on Prime 1. Now you only get 10. That's nice. Means that when he's level 12 and 18, he doesn't get a big power spike where he roars, full slomming. I like this. And, but they do upgrade Inner Beast. That's kind of, I guess we want him to be more magey or something. I don't know. And I think this is what affects one of his facets. Alright, Bloodseeker, he gets a whole new facet. This is the old, I like that his name is Old Blood. If you played Dota 1, Blood Rage used to be a buff debuff. That means you can apply it on yourself, allies, and enemies. It always used to silence whoever you apply it on and increase their damage. And this is what it does now. It silences the person and gives you a base damage amplification. So you can put this on an enemy like spellcaster like Zeus, and he's useless. But if you put it on a Terrorblade, you're thinking, I can put it on Terrorblade, he won't sunder, and he does, he might turn around and throw some shenanigans because he gets 25 base damage. So there's a lot here that can be done with. So I like this a lot. Oh, and you also get that 175 health. I like this. I think this is really good. You definitely, Bloodseeker is one of those heroes where a bit of health, you kill someone, you go back to full. But this is a very interesting facet. I'm excited to see if people use it or not. Again, this might open up a support Bloodseeker. You have a good core, Blood Rage on him. He does a lot of damage. It could be someone like a Lifestealer where he, goes into rage, then he puts on. I don't know. We'll see. Fate time reduced by half on Friendly Shadow. Level 10 talent. It's level 10 talent's fine, but you still have the Shuriken Toss slow, which is better. And I mean, it's good. Okay. When I was making this, I didn't realize I'm going to go through every hero. You know, I was like, some of these heroes, I don't really play too much. Like, I love Bounty Hunter. I know what all of this did. I played, he's my second most played hero, so I'm like, cool. Then I see Brood, I'm like, shit, I've never played Brood in my life. Am I supposed to really say? But Thunderclap is better. It has a higher cooldown at level 1 and 2, but that doesn't really matter too much because you're not going to be spamming that like a whole lot, so it's fine. The damage does increase by 20 and it's easier to use. Cooldown on Cinder Brew has been reduced as well at early levels to make up. Looks like the Earth Rulings do more damage, but they do slightly less to buildings. Okay. Oh, storms do the cyclone damage. This was good because oftentimes you put them in the air for 6 seconds, they land, they blink away. Now they land, they take damage. This could actually even kill people. 75 is not nothing. And the immolation radius has been increased. Okay, all solid. I feel like Brewmaster is getting some much needed love. Bristleback Warpath now seems slightly wider. Good. You really need this. But Goo is weaker. The base slow and armor reduction is less. Especially at like the early levels. Level 3, the armor is the same, but the slow going from 15 to 10, that's a big loss actually. 10 you can kind of shrug it off a lot of times. 15 does feel a lot more impactful. So I don't like this at all. Add on auto cast. Right click the ability to make Bristleback automatic cast. Oh! So we don't have to do this anymore. We don't have to do the QW. You can just put it on. Oh, that's pretty cool actually. I feel like a T5 people are just going to auto cast this and that's going to be nice. You cannot remove Spider's Milk. She and all allies heal, right? Okay. Cool. I didn't realize this was a big thing, by the way. It's just healing. Right. Looks like it's just going to be buffs all around, though. Heal increased. She has better incapacitating bite bonus. I think this is going to apply to her Spiderlings, which is nice. Okay. Some nice buffs for Brood. I don't know. I don't like this hero, to be honest. She's just too strong in pubs, and I don't play competitive, so it's like, ugh. Centaur Warner is pretty good. Sorry, this is a nice buff from Double Edge. This means if creeps are hitting you while you're chasing someone, that does apply to your Double Edge. Does that mean it's better than Horsepower now? Maybe not. I don't know. I kind of like how Horsepower gives you a free slot, which is always good, but sometimes I feel like Double Edge's extra damage could be really useful. So this is a nice change for sure. I wish that it does more than that though. Just how much damage are you really taking from creeps half the time? This feels like it's really good in the laning phase though while you're chasing. Double Edge cast range has been improved, so it's all just Double Edge buffs. Cool. Bounce has increased from 60 to 70%, which is that when you throw a Chaos Bile, it bounces to an ally. I like this. I've been thinking that Chaos Knight could be another decent support. I don't know if you want to play him as core with this facet. I feel like there are better facets for him. And the maximum damage from Chaos Ball increased by 5, 10, 15, 20. That's pretty good. That's a nice bit of damage you get there. Really, really nice. Oh god. Alright, overall, I like what CK got. It's just a nice bit of more Chaos Ball, especially for the facet. What are his other facets? Yeah, this is the one I feel like most people will be making. Or Irrationality. I've also seen people pick Irrationality a lot. So Cloven's just like a support one. It's fine. Alright, Chen base damage increased by 2. That's nice. Bonus damage for creeps has increased by quite a lot level 1. From 2 to 4 is a big deal. As we have Jen's leveling up. Oh, okay, cool. That's nice. You don't have to re-persuade to get them buffed up. So that's kind of nice. Upgrade with Aghanim. Hand of God reduces cooldown by 40 seconds. Becomes a channeled ability. So you can keep using it. Chen can keep channeling with the ability for up to 6 seconds. Wow. Wow. Okay. So while you're channeling, you give others debuff immunity and you give everyone BKB. So you're going like this. Everyone's BKB for 6 seconds, and you're healing and you're tripling the heal over time of Hand of God. But you yourself are not immune. And it's also 800 range, which is not that big, but you go near to like a tower, not like at the high ground, but near to it. When you're tier 3, this is insane. This is very, very strong. I feel like I might have talked too fast so far. All right. Burning armor reduced by 10 seconds and attack range reduced at level 15 for... so yeah, Chen, this is huge, incredibly powerful scepter. I'm looking forward to seeing what the teams can do with this, but it looks on paper like an insanely strong scepter. Also, it's from Warcraft 3, by the way. Witch Doctor, there's a hero, the Shadow Shaman or the Witch Doctor, whatever it's called in Warcraft 3. And he has this actual ability, which is his ultimate, where he makes other people immune except him. So, man, Ice Frog grew up playing Diablo 2 and Warcraft 3. Makes sense, of course. All right, Klings, buffs. I don't know if it makes him in. Like, this is nice. Burning Armor was a bit too high, but is this going to be enough? Oh. All right, Clockwork. Chain Meal. You can now eat the chainmail. Okay. Now, on paper, this is pretty good. You eat chainmail, you get 4 armor. Remember that Clockwork's innate is that damage increases by 0.25 per point of armor. So you eat the chainmail, you get 1% more damage. This is including all his spells and everything like that. So every time you eat a chainmail, you get 4 armor permanent and 1% damage to everything permanent. That's nice. However, it's not actually worth picking up. Several reasons. Firstly, you have to buy chainmails. Chainmail is not a cheap item. It's like, well, I mean, it's not super expensive. What is it, 500? It's 550 gold. So you have to spend 550 gold to get the benefit. And remember, you have to be 6 slotted because you have to eat the chainmail. You have to be out of slots to eat. Otherwise, you can just keep it in the backpack. There's no reason to eat it, right? You have to be 6 slotted. You could say, oh, I can 6 slot with like cheap items like windlace and branches and cloaks, like a blood grenade, like I will need it. Like that's sure, that's a reason. You can go with that. But you still have to eat it. You're not gonna eat one before like let's say 10-15 minutes. You have to buy it. Gold is premium. 550 gold is not cheap. How many are you gonna spend on this? You're not gonna eat 10, for example. And most importantly, it competes with the expand armature facet, which everyone loves because you can just kick people around with it, which is it's really good. So I like this. I love the idea, but it needs number 2. It should be when you eat it, you get 6 armor, or you can eat rings of protection, or something like that. Either way, as it is, it's a little too weak, but it's very cute, and I like the idea, and I hope it gets buffed rather than removed. All right, Custom Maiden. She gets less mana restoration from Arcane Aura's Arcane Overflow. Portion mana to Crystal Maiden herself. Activation log. This is this one, right? Yeah, no one's picking it. Glacial Guard's too good. It's just fine. Whatever. We're not picking it. I'm still on at C. Alright, that's fine. Darkseer agility gains reduced, and the cooldown punch from normal punch has been increased by a second. That's actually a big deal. Because a lot of times with Darkseer, the agility is, it's armor, which is more important, but it's still annoying because you do actually hit some people with Darkseer. But the normal cooldown, a lot of times you go out of the fight, you wait, surge in, blink, punch someone. A second longer is a lot. That's a lot of downtime. So this is going to be quite an impactful change. Overall, solid nerfs for Darkseer. Dark Willow, she gets 150% mana and heal amp when she goes into her, when she's untargetable. So that's Yule Scepter and of course Shadow Realm. That's a big deal, by the way. Like at all levels, it's going to be a big deal. Huge amounts of region. What do you get at level 1? You go from 2.8 to a lot. Okay, this one goes from 1.1 to 2.6. That's much easier math. This goes not 5.6. It goes 5.6 plus 1.4. It goes to 7 health regen at level 1 while you're Shadow Realmed for 5 seconds. That is a lot of health regen. And if you have some mangoes and stuff like that, it's all really good. Damn, that is insane. Like I said, you could be tangoing as well. Like the value of tangos if you Shadow Realm is insane, and clarity is really strong. I never played Dark Willow, but this is insane buffs for her. And Shadow Realm cooldown has been reduced as well, so she's like, you're incentivized for it. All right, Dawnbreaker, your base damage has been decreased by 5 now. I saw this and I was like, no, not her, why? But in return, we get the new Break of Dawn. Our old Break of Dawn was when daytime happens for 5 seconds, you see the whole map. It was pretty good, but it was very situational. You can activate like 3 or 4 times a game only. Sometimes you get the vision, you're like, all right, well, we did nothing with it. They were all in their fountain. What were we supposed to do? Or we're on the other side of the map. So it was kind of meh. But now you get 25 bonus damage and 20 vision bonus. Insane. This does reduce as the day goes on, right? So you get 25%, 20% at like 0 daytime. At 1 minute it goes down to 20 and 16, and then it keeps scaling down. 5% less damage, 4% less vision, reaches 0 at night. that's fine. You're still functionally way better during daytime now than before. Again, I have won games because of Break of Dawn. You know, we'd be walking around, Break of Dawn happens, we find someone in a tree, he's forgot, we catch him, we win the game. That has happened. But this is so much more reliable and so much better. So I really like the new innate. This facet is still whatever. I mean, you have the other one. It's much better. And all right. So yeah, overall, nice, huge buff for Dawnbreaker. 5 damage less is annoying, but reminder, you're starting off with 25%. So you hit at 51. You used to hit at what, 56, right? 56 was your average. Now you hit 51, but you added another 25% extra on top of that, which is like 12 and a half, something like that. And also remember, if you add strength items, you can easily overcome this base damage decrease. This is huge. Dawnbreaker is just one of the biggest winners of the patch because of this new innate. Because she actually has an innate. Let's go with that. Dazzle, cast range for Shallowgrave is now constant, which means it makes it more of a 1-point wonder. Duration is being increased at level 1, more of a 1-point wonder. So yeah, you can just leave it at level 1, whereas before you're like, man, I need to put more points because I want more cast range. I was like, I put 1 point, I'm just going to leave it. I don't need to put more. Nice buff for Dazzle. Crypt Swarm, damage increased at early levels, particularly level 1, it's a pretty big deal. Silence, the projectile is much faster. This was always annoying. You throw it and it's like, thank God. And the AoE gets bigger. So nice buffs for Death Prophet. I feel like this here is a little slept on. We'll see. Okay. Thunder, let's see. Disruptor. Thunderstrike, the slow has doubled when you take the Thunderstorm facet. I like this. I like this a lot. What's the slow now? It goes to, how long is the slow? Yeah, 0.8. 0.8 is a big deal. This and remember you have 4 strikes, so you're slowing them for 3.2 seconds. That's pretty good. That's very good, actually. Kinetic Fence, whatever. I don't see it. Like, Kinetic Fence is not there for me. No, we're still recording. Okay, cool. Transfers. This is interesting. You get Electric Magnetic Pulse to level 4. It improves with Static Storm, and you can use it on allies, or yourself. When you do that, which means it's like a spell, you activate on you or an ally, and when you do that, you do 10% of Disruptor's health as damage. And you have a cooldown on it. So this is interesting because you can use it to save allies. You remember, it's a push and does damage. 10% of Disruptor's crit health could be a big deal, although you're not that tanky. Either way, I like this. This is interesting. Whether is it good or not, I don't know. I feel like Thunderstorm looks good, but this is really nice. This is really nice. It's a new innate. Okay. Some changes. Shard used to go from 5 to 4 seconds. Fine. Most of the time, you're just going to throw it on someone. Doesn't matter. Thunderstorm, Static Storm from duration to damage. Now, that's a big deal. Now, that is a big deal because we all love that 6.5 seconds. Now, it stays the same. Instead, we get more damage, which is cool because also like ranks up very. What does it compete with? It competes with Glimpse, distance to damage. I feel like you're going to take Glimpse now. I always took the Static Storm duration because fights last for a while. People could go in and out of it. But now, I'm just take Glimpse. 300 or 10%. It's pretty good. Thunderstrike slow has been replaced with Electromagnetic Pulse. Okay, what's at level 20? I mean, we're going to take Kinetic Field. Nobody cares about the push for whatever. And last one is going to be Kinetic Field decreased from plus. Yeah, it's fine. It's still going to be a very long duration Kinetic Field. Yeah, you're going to take Kinetic Field. You're going to take Glimpse. You're basically sticking to the right side of the talent tree until you get to 25. Then you can take Radius. This has been buffed a little bit. Oh, no, wait. This has been nerfed. Went from 90 to 85%. This used to be bugged. Hopefully that was fixed. Doom, the mana cost has been reduced. I like this. Especially at like level 2 and 3, man. 3 especially, when you had Doom, makes Refresher very awkward because you like refresh, you don't have big mana pools. This is a lot better. And the Scepter raise has been increased, which is nice. It was a bit too small. So nice buffs for Doom. I don't use Devil's Bargain either. So I'm like, okay, this all looks good. This is just a change to accommodate the health lifesteal. Also to accommodate on cast knockback distance increase. That's nice for Drow. Is she viable? I mean, I feel like she's okay. Some of these heroes, they receive the numbers change just as a notice me. I think this is one of them. Like, what if they put it and you'd be like, oh, duration was from 8 to 9 seconds. Would that be a big deal? I don't know. Maybe. All right. So they removed the Spirit Carry innate ability. Finally, nobody even knew what this thing does. Apparently, you put a tiny totem that gets the XP and maybe blocks. It was bullshit. It was completely bullshit. What they did was you have Slugger. Slugger is the one that everyone's pick, which is that when you hit it, remember you'd kill something, it sends flying. That's now an innate ability. So congratulations, Earthshaker. You have a free your facet and innate were combined into one innate, and now you get to pick a new facet. So you have the best innate possible and a new facet. Ooh, it's massive winner. Massive winner. All right. So what do we get? This radius increases from with every to +4 with every level Echo Slam. Okay, that's kind of cool. This is actually better. It used to be 50 with every 10 levels. This is better now. You can get +120, which is nice, and you get it much earlier at level 6 rather than level 10. So I really like the tectonic build-up. I don't think it's as good as the other one though, which is when I throw Fissure, it throws out Echo Slams. Yeah, this is insanely strong. And Earthshaker, Dawnbreaker, Earthshaker are the two of the biggest winners right now. I'm check this video out later, or check the patch when it comes out, see what it says. But this is insanely strong. He does get a couple of nerfs here though. It's fine. Yeah, it's small stuff. Deconstruction's a bit weaker. Okay, although Titan, whatever. Chain Gang's a little bit better. 4 targets is good, but that's only really worth it if you're hitting the guy and he's surrounded by creeps. If oftentimes you're not gonna get Chain Gang or like 4 heroes. So it's nice, but double fisting is always better. All right, Enchantress, the attack range increased from Spellbound at level 1. That's really good. It's still not as good as the other one though. Mana cost has been raised scaled from impetus to be lower at lower levels and higher at higher. That's good, very good. Because again, it was attack 50. Oh my god, 50 mana at level 1. You usually want to put this as a 1 or 2-point wonder. You can put this 2-point wonder now and it still costs less. So I like this. Nice buffs for Enchantress. Again, Spellbound competes with what I think is the better facet for a support Enchantress. Eidolons do significantly less damage at level 1, slightly more at level 4, but the level 1 reduction and level 2 reduction are the big ones, particularly level 1, because now they just feel a lot weaker, so you can kind of shrug them off per volley. Oh god. Overall, this is a nerf for Enigma, but you do hit level 7 early, and it is good to bring down build. It's not a nerf, it's a change, because 2 damage per Eidolon, it does add up later. It just, level 7 Enigma, like by that time, you're kind of not laning with him, so the Eidolon damage is usually building damage, not hero damage, so it's fine. Alright, the Faceless Void looks like it is going to be mostly buffs for him, except the level 10 time dilation has been reduced, but everything else gets a little bit better here with the time lock damage and the cooldown reduction. Okay, that's cool. I can't believe we're not seeing more of this guy, but he's very risky to pick him. If you don't get the chrono, his damage is a little bit iffy sometimes. He's half-half. Alright, Fine Art was reworked. Fine Art used to be when I can draw where the ink would go. Now it's like, no, it just goes. Now it's like, no, I can draw, I throw a mirror. When I throw it, it throws in a mirror, which is pretty cool. It's already this is added. The vector thing has been changed. Now it's enabled by default. But you get more damage per hero, but less damage per creeps. This is a bit of a nerf, because what you used to be able to do was, like, if you're up against like a Broodmother, you would throw it, it hits like 20 Broodlings and one-shots the Broodmother. This is not going to be as likely now, because you do less damage. It's not much less damage. So, it's like from 50 to 40. It's not much, but it does add up. But you do more damage per heroes. It's alright. I don't know. I don't know how good. This will be interesting to see, though. I'm actually excited to see if people can use this. It does feel like it's a legitimate choice. I mean, you throw 2 strokes of fate. Looks pretty cool. I want to see how this works out. Gyrocopter armor reduced, but rocket barrage duration is increased for Afterburner. Kind of mixed message. I want to be close to use this, but now I'm less tanky. So this to me feels like, all right, I'm going to throw a dice. All right, we're going to do this. Throw another dice. We're going to do that, and that's what happened. Overall, fine, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really impressed with this. Hoodwink. No longer increases buff duration when you take Go Nuts, which is insane. No longer... Huh. So what does Scurry... Oh, just provides bonus attack range? Huh. Oh, you used to get extra duration from Scurry, now just the same duration. Oh, that's interesting. Acorn Shot has less mana, which is good. Party level 1 again. This is a hero. I don't think her mana was really. It increases by quite nice, 2.9, but she did feel like she was running out of mana. She also was one of the heroes hurt the most by Maelstrom change. Remember, you used to want Gleipnir, but now Gleipnir is its own separate thing, and Maelstrom is its own separate thing. Before you used to go Atos, Maelstrom combine, you could farm and do huge damage and be useful. Now this doesn't happen like that. So it's interesting. She's just been hurt by item changes. We'll see if new item builds come up for her. But, yeah, buffs, cool. Aghanim Shard, slow from 40 to 50%. I didn't realize we needed this, but okay. Invoker. Oh, God. Oh, it keeps going. Oh my. All right. Invoker. Check out BZM. He'll tell you if it's good or not. I mean, what was this? What is it? I don't know. Quaz, there's 1.5 plus 0.1 multiplied by per second. No. I'm not reading this. I'm not reading this. I have a life. I mean, we're all here, but I cannot spend the rest of my life really understanding this. Io, remove his innate ability. His innate ability was that when you take the Watchers, whatever they're called, you take it much faster, they get extra vision. I only felt Watchers were worth taking when I had Io on my team. When I had Io, I was like, I never cared. I was like, oh, it's red, I'll take it. If it's there, I'll still take it. But when I had Io on my team, I was like, wow, this is like free wards. But that was removed. Instead, he gets a new ability, which is that consumable items like Tangos and Clarities that heal over time affect him at the same total but half the time. So you eat a Clarity, like mentioned here, a Clarity is instead of 25, it's 12 and a half. And this is really good for like Urn, Spirit Vessel, all these things. Why is this good? Because it actually helps you save allies better. Remember, when you heal yourself, you heal allies. I'm getting the heal twice as fast now. So I'm getting really good healing about this. I really like this. This is a very nice innate ability for Io. Is it better than the old one? It's nice innate. Let's just go with that. He had a nice one, he got a new nice one. Scepter movement speed slow increased, that's pretty good. And the cooldown for Real Kid has been reduced by 10 seconds at all levels. Pretty nice. Okay. Nice buffs overall for Io. Jakiro, Liquid Frost much worse at level 1. You lost a third of your damage, so you really want to start putting more points in it. But it is slightly stronger at max level. Not by much, but this was kind of needed. Jakiro, remember I was saying AA is number 1, along with like Ringmaster. Jakiro deserved his nerf as well. He's like very close. He's not triple S tier, but he was definitely S tier. And macro pyre link duration from 2 to 1 seconds. This is quite a nerf actually. A lot of times you would get out of the macro pyre, then you die 2 seconds later. You'd be like, oh shit, I thought I was out of it. But this is good that it's been reduced. I think this is a much needed change, so I'm glad this has happened. And Aghanim Scepter no longer increases flame width, so it's not as wide. I always thought that was weird. Just gets a bit wider with the ice. Now it's like smaller, and leaving it, you don't take as much damage. So it's all pretty good. Okay, all right. Well, sorry, I got a message from my mom. Juggernaut, the hero who's considered one of the weakest heroes in the game, he has been, I guess, buffed. I don't actually know how the Blade Fury used to function damage-wise. Someone will say, but 170 damage in AoE per second, that's quite a lot actually at max level. Is it better or not? I don't know. I don't actually know if this is better than before. And you also get an extra 90 damage at level 20. Every time I look at it here, I think to myself, I think, is 9 class going to play this as a support? At level 20, though, it's going to take a while to get this. But the spinning, 170 damage is a lot, by the way. Like, that is a lot. And you're magic immune, so you're like not going to die. 170 that's what, 850 damage total in AoE for 5 when you're spinning on a guy with 5 seconds. That's not bad. It's not bad damage. It just, is it something that Juggernaut will be using a lot? I'm not sure. We're about halfway through here. Coddle, Chakra Magic is now applied only to the teleport target, but you both get the movement speed bonuses. Okay. I did not realize that was a thing. Spirit Form, the cast range, this is quite a big nerf. From 375 to 300, you lost almost 100 cast range. This used to, one of the reasons why Call was so hard to catch. He's fast, 400 nearly free cast range at max level was insane. So I'm glad this was removed. It just, not room, sorry, it was nerfed. A lot of nerfs for this hero. He has been creeping up in popularity in the recent tournaments, but I was like, sit down, old man. Take it easy. Kez. Wow. When he gets in the captain mode, I'll give you all my thoughts on him. Kunkka, X marks the spot, always applies the rum buff on him. This was different. I always thought that was how it works. Grog Blossom. Oh. It used to be, I guess, was it all nearby targets than before? Because I always thought it applied anyway. But I'm guessing that no matter where he is, this will be useful for him. Whether you use it on enemies or allies or anything like that. So a nice buff for Kunkka. Alright. Now levels up with her outfight, which is her innate ability. It increases her health restoration by a percentage, used to be 50, and applies when you are fighting people equal or higher. It used to be only higher. This was very odd because what this meant was that if I'm dueling a core that's the same level as me, I wasn't getting bonuses, but now that's applied, which is very nice. So it's a nice, this part there, when heroes equal or higher, this is very good. Used to be just higher was, I don't want to duel people who are higher level, but same level is a nice change. Alright, so good buff for Legion Commander. Leshrac, you get 25 mana regen from damage, so you get the level sort of 2.5 of Chrono Optic Nourishment early on. Which is nice, but this is a big nerf. Agam Shot used to get, remember you get the third one was the big one, right? Because it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you get like 1, 2, 3, but then the fourth one's like huge. You only get 2. This is a big nerf for Leshrac. His shard was arguably one of the most impactful shards of the game, and now it's significantly weaker. It's not like you didn't lose 33%. You lost like half the value, because the last one was, yes, you lost like one split earth, but the third one was the biggest. That makes it the most important. And Chrono Optic Nourishment, do you really want that over misogyny or whatever this thing is called? No, you want misogyny. Misogyny is good. That's definitely not misogyny. No. Misogyny is bad. All right, next one. Lich, Frostbound Facet, and has now just become added to the ability. It was the one where when you throw a Chain Frost, it sticks to the target, and then if there's no one around it, and then if he moves, it jumps off to them. So that's just naturally given. A lot of what we're seeing in this patch is facets that were almost always picked have been moved into the innate, into the ability itself, and new things are introduced. So I like that, because I was like, yo, everyone likes this. That must mean it's the best. Instead, you get Sinister Evil Eye. When you use Sinister Gaze on someone, you apply stacking damage debuffs for Lich. So cool. Does this? I don't know if this applies to all your allies or just Lich. So I'm not sure. And Sinister Gaze doesn't last super long. Was it 2 seconds? That's okay. I guess this is fine. What's the other facet that he has? He has Growing Cold. Oh. I'll be excited to say. I think Evil Eye might be better because it's more burst damage. But we'll see how this one goes. In the meantime, the Sinister Gaze mana drain per second has been increased. So you can actually drain someone to 0 if you... No, not to 0, sorry. To 40% of their mana. Cool. There's a talent for it that increases the duration, I think. Icespire. Here it has been even weaker. Do you guys remember like 2 patches ago you used to blink, drop, Icespire, throw a Chain Frost and kill someone? Lich feels a lot more supporty than he did a while ago, but I don't know if he's better, because Icespire is a lot weaker. A hit off is a big deal. Alright, a Lifestealer, his strength has been reduced, but the infest damage over time debuff is now undispellable, which is good. This thing with the Gorestone, what even is Gorestone? Consuming drenches the enemy target with blood that deals damage over time. Okay. I didn't realize this was a thing. I think no one's gonna take this. As long as Flesh Feast is around, people will probably want that. That's the one that increases. Wait, let me just make sure. It increases the health you get, right? Yeah. You're always gonna want more health. More health is just too good. But Feast is better. No, wait. Feast is better at level 1, weaker at level 3, at level 4. Sorry. I mean this. I don't know if you max it out early, but you definitely want the scaling hero to have benefits. I don't know. Creep max HP loss per second decreased. We're using Feast, at earlier levels, it doesn't lose its health so fast that you have to infest out of it. Okay, that's a nice buff, but I don't know how I feel about this piece. Overall, life still loses, and he lost 2 strength. He feels a bit weaker than before. Lena, combustion damage has been increased nicely. Now that's her innate ability. Particularly level 1 it's nice, 50% more damage, but it's a nice innate that got a bit of buff. Laguna Blade got 50 and 100 damage at level 2 and 3. Cool. Magic Lena slightly better, but the problem is that her shard was a big deal, and her shard is, it's that one where you do Laguna Blade, turns into a shield. So the shard gets a little bit better because Laguna Blade is a bit better, but overall Lena still feels like she's in a weak spot. Thank the Lord that Ice Frog finally saw the light with Lion. Finger of Death cooldown at level 1 was way too high. 140. New. Now it's 130. It's still high, but 10 seconds off if this was... this thing should go down to like 120, trust me. But this is good. However, the Scepter doesn't give you as much of an increase. You get only, I think, like what? 40, then 35, then 10 seconds off. So at max level, the Axe Scepter is actually a lot worse. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like this is too much. Like, why would you change one? You make the base spell better, but the Axe worse. Just keep the Axe as it is. I don't know. I still think this line is buffed overall. We'll see how the pros go. He still feels weak, though. I don't think he's pickable. He's better than before. Gem of True Sight works on Bear. I feel like it should have worked on Bear before, if you ask me. But nice. Lycan, you get more health from your wolves now. I mean, I've never seen Spirit Wolves picked. I've seen Pack Leader and I've seen Alpha Wolves. I've never seen this. Does an extra 30 total health matter? We'll see. Your shapeshift increased by 1 second, level 20. That's a nice buff. And you can use Wolf Bite on creep heroes, which means you can use it on Spirit Bear. Woohoo! Okay. Same hero, it hasn't changed. Magnus. Slow from Shockwave has been reduced at early levels. This is good because I don't like these spells where level 1, level 4 have the same almost amount slow and stun. So it scales, which is good. It makes more sense. But it's certainly a nerf at the same time. You do get the extra damage from... The shard's better. I don't feel like anyone really cares about the shard. When you jump to skewer someone, you don't care if you're going through buildings or cliffs or trees. You just want to skewer and get them there. So this is just an overall nerf because Shockwave is worse at lower levels. Marcy, more agility. This is extra attack speed, extra armor. Is she universal? She is universal, so it's extra damage as well. Ooh. I mean, I should have seen that from the damage gain. Yeah, so it's a lot. This is 4 agility every 10 levels adds up. The damage from Dispose is higher at max level by 10%, a little bit less earlier on, but that's okay. And Rebound mana cost has also been decreased by a lot. Yeah, Marcy, nice bit of buffs here. More damage for her spells, and less mana cost. We'll probably see someone in C pick it as a carry in a tournament very soon. Alright, taking a little bit of water here. We're getting close. So Mars, this used to be 30% by the way. This used to be 30% the Dauntless. Now it gives you 70% extra regen for if you're outnumbered in a 700 radius. I guess that's kind of cool this is actually kind of very valuable when you can jump in and throw an arena and you catch two or three people, your allies are a little bit far, you're going to be getting a lot of regen for those couple of seconds where you're there by yourself. So I like this a lot. You could also, at the end of the fight, you may have a couple of guys from your side died, no one on their sides died, but they're all low health, so you can jump in and kill one or two, and then suddenly you're still outnumbered, but you have health. Like there's value in this innate ability. I kind of like it. And you can go all the way up to 90 health bonus regen. 90. This used to be 30. It's 90 now. I like it. Nice numbers, changes for it. We'll see how. We'll see if Mars pickable. It makes me think that if you are like an offlaner, you can be like, yo, dude, just go. I'll get double health regen. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Maybe. All right, Mystic Snake gives you less mana, less damage, which is nice. The Gorgon's Grasp costs more. This is a big deal because remember, mana is health for Medusa, so she's actually using health now to like get the Gorgon's Grasp out. But 25 is a lot, and 50 for Stone Gaze. Medusa's gonna feel significantly less tanky this patch because she gets less mana from Mystic Snake. She uses more mana for her spells. I kind of like it. Zero is a bit too strong. These are good nerfs. Base armor reduced, but you get extra stats from more meepos. Again, this is a hero we haven't seen a whole lot of. One less armor. How much is his starting armor now? Doesn't actually... 5 points. It's okay. I mean, he does lose armor, yes, but getting more stats is also really good. Leaps and bounds gives you a little bit more of a route, especially level 1. 1.5 is very nice. I think you have what, like, do you have how many leap charges now? Only one, 2 charges, right? So you can 3 seconds of route at level 1. That's not good. And that's not bad at all. The problem with with leaps and bounds is that it competes with Starstruck, which is just the better facet overall. You're really never gonna pick this unless Starstruck is not there. Blinding people is too good. So nice, but still unpickable. Monkey King lost Faithful's facet. He got Wukong's command. He allows him to switch targets with one of his minion, summons, guards, whatever. When he does that, he's apparently unkillable, right? Monkey King he's invulnerable, but he can't do anything. He looks exactly the same. This means you can... This is actually pretty insane, because let's say you're about to die, you kill Monkey King, oh, you're about to... Have you ever had this? You're about to kill Monkey King, he throws his ultimate, he dies right a second after. Now he throws his ultimate, instant switch, he's alive. Suddenly you're like, yo, do we stay around in this place to try and kill him? Or do we leave? Is his allies coming? This is actually a very, very strong facet. Like, it is incredibly powerful. Again, I feel like Monkey King, one of the biggest winners of the patch. Primal Spring reduced, and the counter duration for Jingo is also okay. So he does get some nerfs to offset the fact that he did get immensely more powerful with this Wukong command buff. Like these might be more impactful than the buff he gets, but it's still one of the strongest facet changes for him. All right, Morphling. We've been seeing a lot of people complain about this here being the strongest carry in the patch. Less strength, less mana regen. The shift. This is a big one, by the way. The shift is a big deal, because often what I was seeing was that you put 2 points in this and you like or max out other abilities and things like that. You only put 2 points, and then you only put 2 points, and now level 3 is just as slightly better than level 2 was, and maxed out at much worse. 20% less effective. This is a big deal. You're also less tanky, you have less mana, it's all big nerfs. Morph also, the sub ability, which is that allows you to change from who you were to someone else. This is a problem. You often could like switch in, switch out every second, right? Now every 2 seconds, that's crazy. It means it takes you like something like 4 seconds to go back to who you were, or up from 2. This is a problem. It's quite a big problem for the hero, especially when you want to go in and out, like with Earthshaker or Slark or Lifestealer, where you just want to use one ability, instantly go back. So huge nerfs for Morphling, one of the biggest losers in the game. Oh, no more Ofrenda. Instead, we got Quick Draw from Muerta. Basically, when someone's feared, your Gunslinger procs increases by 50%. Cool. And that reduces the Deadshot cooldown by 1 every time it happens. Okay. I guess this is good, but is it better than Dance of the Dead? I mean, one nice thing about it is that this is definitely the carry one, because you proc more Gunslinger. I don't know. I don't know if this is better or worse than the old one. But I do like that it reduces Gunslinger, the Deadshot's cooldown. You can feasibly reduce this by quite a bit, actually. So that's nice. Remember that it still is our Aghanim Scepter upgrade, right? Yeah, this could be quite good with the Ag Scepter. Like the Ag Scepter now, you throw a Deadshot, you hit 2 heroes, pop, Gunslinger, you throw another Deadshot. You can feasibly get down to quite a low cooldown. It's already 10 seconds anyway. So I kind of like this. I do like that they moved the Deadshot 2 charges to 25. They're like, yo, 20, this is going to be the same power spike. This could be very strong. I'll wait and see what the pros do, because I don't know if it's better than the other one, but it looks on paper with Axe Scepter very strong. Naga Siren, a little bit more of agility. Deluge is better slightly damage wise, but doesn't reduce enemy stats resistance, and which is kind of a nice thing about it. Ensnare breaks with Axe Scepter. How long? And it's like what, 5-second break? This is one of the best breaks now, if you can get it. With just free break given to you for Accept. What else does our Accept to do? Is it just the pull them? Yeah, you can reel. So you can reel in, and they'll be broken. Cool. All right. More damage is also really nice for Deluge, and the movement speed. It's all pretty damn pretty solid, honestly. And this means that level 25 you can take whichever talent you want. I mean, at 25 agility is whatever, but still, it's pretty good. This is very, very nice. All right, Nature's Prophet, one of the biggest biggest changes in the patch. No more Ironwood Tree, thank God. That was so bullshit. The 3 hit on range barracks was insane. Instead, the Soothing Sapling, the healing is increased. You can enchant areas when you sprout. When you throw a sprout, areas in the trees in the areas get a buff that they heal, which is crazy. And they heal you. So that's actually kind of nice, by the way, because let's say you're fighting in a forest, you might sprout. You don't need your allies to go next to the sprout, which is what they used to do. You heal the entire area. That's pretty damn good, honestly. The healing has also been increased to 50. I don't know. I feel like this is really, really good. The other one is Nature's Prophet. Come on, dude. When you kill someone, you plant a money bag that gives you like 1.5 of the hero's level in gold. So let's say he's level 20, you get 30 gold per bag. Drops 2 bags per second for 3 seconds. So you get a total of, like 6 bags or something like that. Money tree goes, each tree spawns. Yeah, 2 gold. So you get 6 in general. And they disappear after 15 seconds. Okay. So let's calculate how much money you're going to get from this. Let's say you kill a level 10 hero or something like that. You're going to get 15 gold per bag. You get 6 bags. So you get 90 gold. It's not... It can be picked up by any hero, by the way. So it can be picked up by enemies. This is kind of risky, I'll be honest with you. It can go up to 9 bags, which is pretty nice. But I don't know. I gotta say, I'm not sure about this one. This one feels a lot safer and better to me. This one feels like it comes with risks, and I'm not sure how much you're gonna get. Like, imagine you save someone with Soothing Sapling. That's a huge gold, like, swing for in your favor. And then it's like, this is only if we get kills that's useful. This is keeping us alive. No, I definitely feel like this is better. You get, the barrier's been reduced on teleportation at, is it really, it says decreased. Oh, I mean, max level is the same, but yeah, early level is a bit weaker. It's fine, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is really good though. This is really good. By the way, the hero is more playable now, is the main thing. You don't have to play him Ironwood Tree. Like, this is just fun way to play him. I like the changes. Sadist mana regen per kill has been increased. Cool, but not the health. Usually the health and regen and health and mana are the same thing, but this is just more mana. Okay, that's fine. A Death Path, the heal has been increased at lower levels, particularly level 1, where you went from 55 to 7. This is good because Death Path level 1 just felt like just nothing in healing wise. And you get Ghost Shroud cooldown reduction. Wait a minute, how much does Ghost Shroud go down to then? So 16 goes down to about 13 and a half. That's not bad, actually. I kind of like it. Okay. Overall, it's a nice buffs for this hero. The problem with this hero has always been that Nullifier destroys him. And Spirit Vessel destroys him. And Heal Scepter destroys him. And there's so many items that just bother him a lot. So you Ghost Shroud and they remove it. It's just... Nekfos is too hard to play. He needs a big numbers upgrade. This is a step in that direction to make it happen. Alright. Voidbringer, the Void slows are better now. It used to be the same amount of slow at all levels. Now you get a better slow at max level. Is it better than Hunter of the Night? I don't think so. But it's nice that we're getting some buffs to this one. Nyx Assassin, you can see in Nyx Fence, you can see people further away, and the cooldown for Spike Carapace has been reduced, by, particularly at earlier levels, which I really like level 2 and, sorry, not 2, level 3 and 4 are a lot better now. Damn it, level 1 and 2 are better. Okay, Purge makes this look a lot easier than it is, trust me. Ogre Magi, base strength increased by 2. Very nice. This is not only strength, remember, this is his mana. And his mana regen, because his strength is mana. So you get, I think, like 12 extra mana, something like that. How much do you get? Yeah, you get 12 extra mana, and you get an extra 0.05 4 region. But you do get a lot of nice starting mana. 12 mana is a big deal. However, Ignite has been nerfed. It went from 20 to 29% slow to 25% slow at all levels. Tomo, what do you mean nerf? Isn't this a change? Well, let's talk about this. Firstly, Ignite, you're not going to get level 1 Ignite ever. You take learning curve. So you're always going to take level 2 Ignite because you can go 1 Frost, Fire Blast, 2 points Ignite, right? So you're never going to get the benefit of this new slow at level 1. And level 1, when we've always had this. You're Ogre, the bounty fights happens, and you're like, well, I guess I'll just swing my hammer at them or my club. You're not. So what? No, it's not going to make a difference. So we only have to look at this. We have to compare how does level 2 look like. You used to get 23%, you get 25 now, 2%. And you lose 4% max level. That's a big deal. So that is very unfortunate. And oftentimes, remember, you used to be hitting level max ignite at level 6 because you took learning curve. So you're benefiting from this from level 2 until level 4. And you're getting 2% extra. I feel like this is just a huge misfire on Ignite. I don't know why this is how it is. I don't get it. But the base strength increase is nice. So I feel like it's overall slight nerf, but I might be picking Ogre Magi just because he's, new patch. People are going to be playing slow just to get hand in minds to play this hero. Right. Hammer Purity. No mana cost on Hammer Purity. The slow is different now. It's, let me see this. Yeah, it used to be a longer slow, but now it's a bigger slow for very small amounts of time. I don't get why that is, but whatever. And also increases attack range by 75. Nice buffs though. The 0 mana cost on Hammer Purity is fantastic. You can just this brings him back to not a lane dominator, but it's certainly very nice. It is certainly very nice. I don't know if you want to take Healing Hammer and just go, but this is good. 0 mana, throw out, hit people with this. Good slow. You probably get an extra attack because you can hit them from further away, then walk up, hit them again. So all very. I didn't realize you had DJ and Aura again. That's nice. I like it. This is a very nice change for the hero. Oracle attack range increased by 5. Seriously, this is what we're giving him. Now you know which ruins coming out. This is a big deal because you can be like, oh guys, it's illusion or something. You don't care about it. You're a Huskar. You don't really care about illusion ruins. Or it's a haste. Oh, haste. We want haste. Come on. If your mids are going to enjoy the Oracle change beautifully. Very nice change. Fate Edicts. Fate Edicts is much better as well. 700 cast range level. Again, this used to be a 1-point skill because people max out Purifying Flames. You go 1-1-4. So this is a nice one where it's just much better cast range. Solid buffs. 5 attack range, baby. All right. Oh. Still a bit more. Okay. OD. I love this. It's just that I thought this would take a little bit less. Level 10 talent, less mana, but current mana, this has been reduced as well. Ooh, it wasn't that much movement speed anyway, by the way. You really weren't getting that much out of this. If you had 2,000 mana, you get 20 movement speed. Now it's even less. It's us nerfs all around for the hero. Okay, I don't like the hero, so I'm glad when he's nerfed. Barrier increase for the fast is better, and the barrier jump damage is also better. So this is all very good. We've been seeing everyone go back to Thunderbolt, but now it's double jump is just a little bit more. 30% is nice, and 90 damage is nice, and you can get big, thick shields, as I believe people are saying. All right, so a nice buff for Pangolier. Blur is now at the innate, which is that you dispel when you attack Barracks and Building, and Roshan, sorry. Okay, that's all. And upgrades Elegant Shards to have a reduced cooldown. Oh, so where's Fan of Knives? Oh, this is a Scepter ability. Oh, okay. This is actually pretty good, pretty insane, because Fan of Knives was too good as a shard. It was game-breakingly good as a shard. It was 28% of your health as damage is insane. Now it costs 3 times as much. It's a little bit better, lower cooldown, more break, slightly more damage, but certainly I like this. And her evasion is now back to being an ability that you have to put points in. It's not for free. So I like this. Overall, PA gets a balance. It's a nerf for sure, but it's nerfs that were deserved. PL, honestly, the change to the shard is a big deal because you used to just get it for free from a tormentor later on or something. But and it used to be like this very, very cheap solution to strong passives. Oh, they have a bristleback. Don't worry, guys. I'll counter him with my item that I farm in literally 1 minute. Now it's like, oh shit, I gotta get an axe up there. That's 3 minutes, maybe even 4. All right. Phantom Lancer, base health regen increased. This is nice. 2 health regen, like a half health regen is a lot. It's 30 health per minute throughout the game. But you lose the Spirit Lance upgrade from the Axe Scepter. I don't know if this is better. Like, I don't know. This was a core part of the hero's gameplay for like 10 years now, where you throw the spear and bounces on someone else. You don't have that anymore. I don't know if this is good or not. So it's the health is, it's like a step forward. We're making him stronger, but we're removing his identity at the same part. I don't know. A hotspot, the Sunray is even better than before. 60% more damage on Sunray. Like Dying Light's good, don't get me wrong, but hotspot 60% more. And it, by the way, this isn't max. It can keep going even more than that. Like you can do insane. Sunray is already this hero's best ability, and this makes it even better. The only issue I have with this is that hunt-spots, I don't like that if they're close by, I am weaker. You know what I mean? So like it only starts increasing at half the beam. I don't know how about that. It should be throughout the beam but less numbers or something like that. I don't know how I feel about that. Supernova, that's nice, but we're never taking this stance. We're taking the other one. You know, I'm not losing stun rate damage for freaking 0.1 stun duration. This is nice. Illusion. I've never seen this move, but now as it moves, it actually deals damage. But he's like, wait. As it goes that way, now deals damage every 0.5 seconds in its damage radius. In its damage radius. Huh. I don't actually know what that means. So, okay, I know that you can manipulate. I've seen this a lot, yes. Door moves faster and lasts longer, deals an additional 5%. An additional 5%. See, here it says 5%. Here it says additional 5%. That's very different. I guess so. Okay, that's... So as it moves, it deals 5% damage. I don't get this one. I'm gonna have to wait for someone who's much better than me to understand this one. I'll demo it later. Pudge, just fixing the rot agam stuff. Not fixing it, but it's like applying the lifesteal stuff. Pugna, you get spell amplification from 1.25 to 1.5, which is very nice. I've seen people say it's pretty good but Siphoning Ward is also pretty damn good. But if you're snowballing in your core, this could be really good. And the cast range from the Decrepify has been increased. If you've noticed, this has been a trend where a lot of spells that had big cast range, like from like 700 to 1000 or something, they've been like, the lower levels have been pushed up a little bit. So that used to be from like 500 to 700, now it's from 550 to 700. So it's not as bad as level 1. Like it's okay as a 1-point wonder, is what we're seeing. Bondage is a little bit better, which is nice. I think it's something that when you take magic damage, you return 20% of it, but Master Kiss is still much better because I have to be taking damage to return a percentage. No. Meanwhile, Shadow Strike's better at level 1, but worse at all other levels. Oh, okay. Where he goes that way? Yeah, we're still sticking to Master Chest. Spell amp per bonus attack range increased from 1% to 1.2. Ooh, that's pretty good. I haven't seen a whole lot of Dynamo recently. I haven't seen a whole lot of Razor, but I think I've been seeing more Thunderhead. But this is nice. 1.2 spell amp for every 20 points of attack damage. You can ramp this up quite easily with Static Link. Maybe some people would be like, oh, Kuroki's like, oh, guys, I'm telling you, support Razor is back with this magic damage. It's a good amount of magic damage for sure. I like it. Overall nerfs for Ricky. Okay. All right, so this is going to be one of the bigger changes. Ringmaster, seen as sort of the best support in the patch. He only gets a souvenir on death instead of upon respawn. I don't know. This doesn't make too much of a difference, I would say. I'm sure this is like something to do with like Aegis or Wraith King, something like that. But you do not get a souvenir when you die to neutral creeps. I've been seeing this a lot, by the way, which is that people will kill themselves. Like if they get low health, they go in to suicide, and you get an extra benefit. You suicide, so you don't lose gold and give you experience, blah blah blah. But you also get a souvenir. Now there you don't get that. And I've seen people kill themselves to Roshan early, by the way. They would run to Roshan, he'd kill them, you start off with a souvenir. No, you can't do that anymore. You can't do that anymore. Escape Axe costs 40% more mana, 40 more monster, and doesn't give you that same movement speed earlier levels, which isn't good. Impalement Art lost a lot of damage. You do get the max health, but you lose 25 damage. Again, a third of the damage is gone. Spotlight is not as good as against illusions. So there's just a lot of nerfs overall for the hero. Much needed. Rubik Telekinesis has lower cooldown at all levels. Cool. And certain spells are toggleable. Which is like Bulwark and things like that. Okay, that's cool. But the telekinesis cooldown is just very nice. It's a needed change. The hero needs something, I feel like we haven't seen this for a long time. Sand King completes rework of his facets. He does have Sandstorm now has the old invisibility built in. It was part of the hero's identity. I'm glad it's back as it was. Radius is bigger than it used to be by a lot as well. Now, Sandstorm, when he attacks people with Sandblast, he blinds them. 5 seconds is actually a huge amount. Like this in fights, imagine you Sandstorm, you tick, a couple of cores and have BKB. This is a big deal. This is cool. Stinger is definitely a nice bit of damage. Caustic Finale, I don't think Caustic Finale does a whole lot of damage. What is it like? What is the damage? It's not much. So I don't know how good this is. This definitely feels really strong. This feels like it could be really good, could not be really good. I'm not quite sure. But Caustic Finale also is better, which is nice. I mean, it's better base damage, and then it scales slightly worse percentage-wise, but I feel like it's almost the same, roughly. We'll see. Stinger's radius has been rescaled. It's higher level 1, lower level 2, and the damage has also been rescaled, higher, lower levels. Stinger is, again, better early, worse later. Okay, I feel like you're going to be maxing out Outlast a lot anytime. I'm not sure how this is going to work. The Epicenter talent has been nerfed, and the Sandstorm has been, it's better 25. If you don't get the blind, you get a better slow, but you get the blind. Yeah, I feel like Sandblast is the way to go, but we'll see what people want to do. This is a big deal. Shadowpoint Demon. Menace is every time you attack, you add a stacking debuff. Used to be 2%, now it's 2.5. Again, that's a big deal because like it adds up quick, and you might get kills with 3 or 4 hits that you couldn't get with 3 or 4 hits before. So this is a big deal. And remember, the damage is everyone deals it. So it is a very strong buff for Shadow Demon. Looks like the movement slow has been increased for Shadowmire by a lot. Level 1 is as good as level 2. Level 2 is, like max level is the same, but the early levels are just so much better. Necromancer hero kills now grant 3 souls. How much was it before? Was it, I feel like it was always more souls. I don't know. Why does it say 3 souls? From where? What was it before? I don't know. Alright, Feast for Souls. The cooldown has been increased. Mana cost has also been increased. Duration has been rescaled to be 8, which is, but it also now provides movement speed. So that's nice. It's remember you get extra attack speed, movement speed, and you get 5 extra souls, which is. But the movement speed is nice for a hero like this. You can use it to run away. You can use it to chase people. So I like this. And interesting. So one thing about Shadow Fiend that made him popular was that he was a building destroyer, but that's been removed. Overall, Shadow Fiend got some weird changes. He slows better. Feast of Souls has a higher cooldown, but gives you movement speed. You don't affect people with buildings, but you now do have better presence. Or I don't know how this is gonna look. All right, Mass Serpent Board gets 12 times the damage instead of 10. I like this. This is much needed because the one snake thing, I was like, damn, it's like I don't know if it was ever worth it, but now it's a little bit better. I like it. I don't know if it's better than Chicken Fingers, but I like that it does a little bit more. But it's still only as durable as, like the health is the same though, health and bounty. And the Serpent Boars now target the closest enemy hero in the attacker. This is much needed. A good quality of life change. Oftentimes, you throw this, it hits a creeper or two, and you're like, what the hell are you doing? Like, yo, hit the guy. Because you might get just one volley off, and that volley doesn't even hit the hero. So this is a huge quality of life change, and very nice. I don't know if this is a good facet, but still, overall, buffs for Shadow Shaman. Well. Look who got changes. All right, so what was his level 20 talent, by the way? Oh, okay. All right, so Silencer lost his old facets, but he got 2 new ones. Synaptic Split, level 5 Glaives of Wisdom, it bounces to people. Okay. All right. Now, and the other one is Suffer in Silence, where you do more damage to silence people and take less damage with them. Improves with global silence from 10 to 25. Of the two, Suffer in Silence is way better. Way better. Now, Synaptic Split is interesting, but there's a few caveats. Firstly, I have to reach level 5 glaives to pick it. So I don't get the benefit level 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to reach level 9 to pick it. Secondly, I have to actually max out glaives. Do I want to do that? Not really as a support. Cores maybe, but as a support, you always want to max out Arcane Curse and Last Word. You do not want to max out glaives. Glaives is a 1-point wonder for you as a support. So this, as a support, is unpickable. As a core, ranged cleave, mid silencer, maxing it out. The problem with that is that I then have to be focused on farming because I will have Arcane Curse and Last Word as level 1 abilities. And I won't be joining fight. Like, it's so awkward. I don't know how you can use this Synaptic Split. I just don't see how you can use it. Suffer and Silence, on the other hand, is very nice. 25% more damage. It doesn't say if this is right clicks or not, but I'm going to assume that this is everything. So you put this with Arcane Curse, like you can do insane amounts of damage. I feel like Suffer and Silence is really good, and you're more durable against them. The silence doesn't have to be from you. You can have a puck on your team, someone else, a Death Prophet. This could be really good. I like this a lot. So at the same time, I will say the silencer is nerfed because Reverberating Silence was too good. And Suffer and Silence is a nice facet, but it does not replace what you lost. What you lost was still incredibly powerful, but it was also too much. So I don't know. We'll see. Skywrath Mage, more intelligence, which is nice. You get more cast range level 10, which I like a lot. I feel like this is really needed, so you can just stay behind, throw your damage. I think that's much better than the multiplier, which wasn't going to give you much anyway. And the multiplier comes at level 25 and it's 1.5, so it feels way more pickable. Very nice change for Skywrath Mage level 10, and just 2 intelligence adds a lot. Slaughter, armor reduced by 1, but you get more in the water by 2 at every level, so that's kind of cool. Okay. But you also get, it's like you get the same amount of armor with Axe Scepter in the river as you did before, but without, okay. More of, I guess this is more of, makes him more of a mid laner, right? Because you're better in the water, you're worse without it. So better in the water, more pushing Slark to be mid, I guess. Slark, Essence Shift duration has been reduced by 5 seconds at all levels. This makes the 1 point Essence Shift, more and more, I've been like, you take 1 point, I play a lot of supports, like my most played here, the patch. And level 1 Essence Shift was always like pretty good. 15 seconds, that is going to be a big deal though. I'm going to have to put 2 points. I used to put 1 point and go stats. Now I have to put 2 points to get some duration out of it. At later levels like 55 or 60, irrelevant, doesn't matter. But level 1 and 2 are going to be a big deal from, particularly level 1. 20 to 15 is a big deal. The bigger nerf, I would say, is Depth Shroud. You used to be able to use this from far away. I'm like, oh, my ally's trouble, Depth Shroud him, he's fine. Now I have to really be on top of someone to get the benefit. So this is the bigger nerf, but they're both pretty like sizable nerfs. This is quite a hit for Slark. All right, Buckshot. Now the bonus damage is from 30. What is their Buckshot? Oh yeah, this one, the glancing blow. Okay. 30% more damage. This has been, wasn't it like 20 or something? I don't know. And it used to be the glancing blow was 50. Like they've been buffing her right click for a few patches now, I've noticed, but we'll see. Level 20 talent, you have 2 cookies. 2 cookies is good. I like 2 cookies. You take the cookie cooldown, pretty damn good. Is Snapfire back? I don't know, but the 30% more damage is pretty nice. If you're doing 100 damage, you're doing 130 most of the time. Pretty solid. You also do 60 sometimes, but still solid. All right, Sniper, take aim. This is finally. Too many times you put 1 point take aim and you never level it again. Why? Because you're like, why would I? I get the same attack range. It's worse level 1 and 2, but the same at level 3 and better at 4. But you don't get armor. Now, the armor was an insane. I used to get 20 armor, by the way, at max level, which was crazy. So I'm glad that was removed because it didn't fit sniper. But it was also nice. Sometimes they jump you turn it on, suddenly you're like, I got more than armor than axe. But like it didn't fit thematically. But now that I lose, I'm like, oh man, I sure miss it. I sure miss it. Yeah, take aim. Sniper's going to require a lot more points to take aim now to be useful. But you also get extra vision range. It's restricted, but you get vision range and you share it with allies. It's not the biggest deal. The vision range is interesting. If you're on high ground, my god, extra 1,200 vision range. You put this guy at a cliff, you can see the whole map. I like the changes, though. I don't know if the vision range is buffed, but no armor and the weaker levels or for take aim. That's gonna be like a bit half for me. All right, next one. Spectre, Shadow Step duration has been rescaled, Haunt duration has been reduced, and radius for Desolate has been reduced, which makes it easier for you to do damage. That's very nice, I think. That's very nice for Desolate. Seems like it's just a bit of buffs for her, right? You know? Well, these two are nerfed at max level, but the Desolate one's a nice buff for sure. I like the Desolate buff at least. All right. Spirit Breaker, my most played hero of all time. Let's see. So the cooldown, Planar Rocket is now, this is his Acceptor, by the way. So, okay. You can cast it on allies. It used to be that I used this and all spells around all my allies come to me. So I'd use this and then I'd put on Bulldoze and I just shrug off spells because I have massive magic resistance and stats resistance. No. So you make it only on one ally, and any spell that gets on them comes to you. What is the cast range of this? It's 700, so it's not as good as it used to be. That's interesting. Let's see. Mana cost increased, duration reduced, dispel. Oh, this is the buff part. It can only be removed by strong dispels. So the reason that one was considered kind of meh as an acceptor is because you can remove it with like, anything. Now you can't. But it only affects one ally. What you can do is, how long does this last, by the way? I don't think it mentions how long it lasts. Where's the duration? Duration 6 seconds. All right, so think about this. This is kind of like Omni-Knight's Repel. You put it on an ally, you send him in to hit towers, whatever, for 6 seconds. Enemies are like, they throw out a Doom, a Fiend's Grip, whatever. Doesn't matter. It all comes to you as a Spirit Breaker. And after, 4 or 5 seconds, like, yeah, come back, dude. You use it again. Interesting defensive ability. I don't know how it fits with the Spirit Breaker, but it's a very interesting late game option for the hero. I like it. I wasn't using the old one anyway, so I'm like, this is kind of cool just to buff someone, send them forward, and I keep the effect on it. Okay, all right, that's kind of cool. Techies, 10 movement speed is good. TA, she's gotten a lot of nerfs, much needed. The silence one, it used to be 1 second a minute, this now it really scales. Everything, good nerfs, much needed. Alright, Terrorblade base health regen reduced by 1. That's a lot. That is 60 health less per minute you're healing. Reflection's mana cost has been increased. Meta's bonus damage has been reduced at early levels but higher at max level. So he feels more carry-ish. I remember like sometimes he turned on meta and he just hits you with 30 extra damage. You're like, wow, that is a lot more than I expected. So I like that. He's easier to kill and harass in the lane. His reflections are costlier and his meta is weaker early on. Demon Zeal also gives, like overall just Terrorblade has been, I wouldn't say gutted, but like nice stab right there when he needs it. I actually hurt myself a little bit with that. Mana gain on 3 kills increased for exposure therapy. Good, I suppose. Oh, and building damage from players also been increased. That's pretty cool. This exposure therapy has been getting a lot of buffs now. When you destroy trees, you get more mana, and the talent for health has also been increased from 7 to 10. By the way, this used to be like 5 or something. So now you get, it's okay, all right, that's cool. 10 health per tree is not bad. And you will be cutting quite a few, so I like it. Base armor decreased by 2 for Tinker, and March of Machines are worse. Good, stupid hero. I hate playing against Tinker. I despise this hero. What's his armor now? It used to be 7, now it's 5. Ugh. Alright, Tiny. Tree grab attack range has been reduced. Attack speed reduction from Grow has been increased. Avalanche damage has been reduced. Overall, just nerfs all around to all his abilities, basically, except Toss. But the other day I was looking, I was like, Avalanche is 400 damage max level. That didn't last. It's down to 370. Good. But holy crap. He got nerfed a lot in the previous patch when Grow used to give you 25 armor, reduced to 15. So he was getting butchered already. I don't think he needed this. Alright. Trinit, damage taken, cooldown decreased from 3. So, okay. This is a nice buff for him. Not much, but it's nice. Living armor's duration has been increased by 3 seconds at early levels, which is good. And the cooldown for Overgrowth has been reduced by 10 seconds. Overall, very nice changes. I heard... Who was it? GH was saying that this hero could be very strong in the previous patch. We'll find out if he's pickable now. All right, main damage increased by 5 at all levels for Troll World. What is this Berserker's range? What is this? His passive? What is his passive? The snare will make a chance to make. Oh, what is the maim chance? 20%. That's actually a big deal. That's okay. Cool. Makes him better in the lane by quite a bit when these are proc. Okay, no longer loses cleave on death, and the demon warriors are weaker. Makes sense. Okay, undying base damage increased by 2, and the heal is better at level 2, 3, and 4. Level 1 it's a very minor decrease. It's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. But the extra 2 damage actually is quite nice. Your undying tends to be one of those melee supports that goes and hits people a lot. So this 2 damage does add up. You do a little bit more healing as well. Soul Rip. You go from 450 to 500 as a nuke and as a heal. That's actually quite a big deal. And you will be maxing out Soul Rip quite... I don't know if you max out early, to be fair. I think most people max Decay or Tombstone, then max the other one, then Soul Rip. So, but it makes it better. Like late game is a little bit better now with this extra 50 health or heal. I would prefer if you got base strength rather than base damage. Alright, level 15 in range stats resistance from 20 to 25. Pretty good. What's the other ones? I think it's the... Fury Swipe damage. Ooh, that's a good one. Does it make it pickable? Possibly. You still get like 50% stats resistance naturally, right? I mean, you go... I don't know. I feel like 50 is good enough most of the time. Venge got 2 agi. So it's a nice bit of damage, a nice bit of armor, and attack speed. The stun for Magic Missile is increased by 0.1 per level, which is good. And she has better level 20 Wave of Terror, 25. Okay, all just solid buffs. Feels a bit core-ish, you know, like agility is good. Everyone benefits, but these feel like a bit more core-ish abilities. Because level 20, you might take the Magic Missile cooldown if you're a support and you have the shard. But I like it a lot. Especially the stun duration here increased. It's better numbers, more aesthetic. Alright, Venomancer, possibly one of the biggest winners of the patch. Plague Carrier now allows them the Plague Wards to deal septic damage, which is insane. And when you throw it on people, they do 2 damage. They throw 2 Plague Wards. I feel like this is huge. The Axe Scepter is basically given to you for free. I don't know how that works out. It just buffs the damage apparently. Like, what? The wards also, I mean, they give less gold early. And they have more health. I mean, you can still put this on yourself, right? Oh, it's completely been reworked. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, so at least that's nice. That's been completely reworked. You can't just put it on yourself. That's good. But still, I feel like this is very powerful, the Plague Carrier facet. Free Plague Wards, again, imagine. You can get, that means at level 7, you throw this, you have a couple of heroes, you get massive amounts of Plague Wards that do more damage. Very strong, very strong. One of Dawnbreaker. There was another hero we mentioned that was also a big winner. And Venomancer comes in as the 3 biggest winners for me right now. Viper, mana cost reduced for poison attack. That's nice. And attack slow has been increased for Viper Strike. Cool. Level 12. Okay, yeah, just nice buffs. I mean, he's better at laning. It's fine. Visage, more armor at level 25. That's cool. Void Spirit, seen as one of the weakest heroes. Quinn, in a recent interview, said this is the shittiest mid in the game right now. And Ice-Rod was like, I hear you, bro. I hear you. So he got 2 agility, which translates to 1 damage. It's nice, but it's also a little bit of extra armor attack speed. The tooltip now shows the current value of what you get, which is nice. Although this is just benefits that the benefit's the same, you just see it now, which is cool. Okay. 8th element damage has been increased by 5 at all levels and has been reworked. Creates an additional watcher that rotates. Wow. And doesn't work on creeps. Instead, it like burns creeps but doesn't target them. Okay. Creates an additional watcher path that rotates around the remnant. So it's like a scanning thing? Is that why I'm feeling like that? Resonant Pulse damage has been increased, which means that the shield has also been increased, but total damage decreased from at level 15 with the talent. So the talent is weaker by quite a bit. Yeah, the talent has been, yep, it's a little bit weaker now because you used to get 70 flat, but it's still better at level 7. And I know that some people would like to max this out early on. This is usually the one that you max out first. So it's still very good. And you can take the other talent if you want, the 8th element damage. So it's to snowball some more. Okay, I like it. I like the changes overall. What do we have? 40 resonant pulse damage, pretty good. Wait, so if I take 40, so 250, so it becomes what, 250 shield? That decrease from at level 15 to at level 10. Huh. There's gonna be some mathematics here. Okay, so it used to be with talent, still damage from at level 15 to, wow, at level 10. At level 10, you go to 250 from 275. But still, you remember, you get the value 250 at level 10. You used to get 275, 265 at level 15. So it's way better now, early, and slightly weaker 15 and above. And you get plus 20%. That is pretty insane. And you get another 20%. So you can go up to 300. Now, this is a lot of nice numbers for him. This is a very nice bit of numbers for him. Certainly all positives. All right. Big buff for the hero. I don't know how that puts him in the tier list, but big buffs. Warlock. Fatal Bond no longer applies to enemies in Fog War. I did not know that. I thought it used to, but apparently this is when you cast it. It used to hit people in Fog. Now it doesn't do that anymore. I'm surprised. I thought it didn't do that before either. Shadow Word radius reduced by all. This is a huge nerf. This is... both of these are big nerfs, but the Fatal Bond one is something I think most people could play around by keeping their distance. This one, it used to be like you put it on ally, he jumps in, he's able to affect multiple people. Now the radius is so much smaller. Big nerfs for our friend here. Wind Ranger bonus damage per hero increased? Really? And buff, oh yeah, but this is the fastest. No one picks this fastest. Kill shot's too good. No. We all want kill shot, I'm sorry. Power shot cast range has been increased. Shit. Oh, so this is when I use it from very far away. Okay, that's cool. Damage reduction decreased. That's nice. And gale force, cast range, as well as radius. Okay, these are all good. This has always been too strong of a shard, and I'm glad. But this is nice. It just doesn't matter. Well, honestly, for cores, you get 40 damage extra. You hit two enemy heroes, you get 80 damage, you have less focus fire. This could really like add up for cores. Winter Wyvern. Less damage level 10 from the talent. Splinter Blast radius reduced and Splinter Blast radius. Okay, all just nerfs. All just nerfs. I didn't think she was that strong that she needed it. Alright, Witch Doctor. Oh my boy. Love this guy. Alright, so remove Headhunter Facet, but Paralyzing Cask now naturally gets 20 damage per bounce. It used to be 30, now you get 20. It's fine. You bounce less, but you get better level 1, same level 2, and slightly weaker 3 and 4. But, you know, let's be very fair here. You probably weren't bouncing it around 7, 8 times anyway. So it's still fine, but it does 100 damage per bounce. Beautiful. Love it. It's still probably going to, by the way, you can still clear camps very fast with this. Like it is, you know, like 700 damage and plus 20 per bounce. I'm not going to calculate that, but it is good damage. So this really scales up, and it's much better against heroes, like so much better. Now, is the new facet good or not? I don't know. It says all enemies in 800 rays is quite a lot. Most of the time, though, people who are affected by malady tend to run away to try to get it. So if they die very far. So does it work? I don't know. Oh, it doesn't work on illusions, projectile speed. Oh, okay, cool. Like, it could be really, really good if you're able to, like, throw Maledict, get people bunched up together, like with Magnus RP. You are able to dish out a lot of damage. You are going to be dishing out more damage because of the new cask. But people need to die early in a fight. That's generally the opposite of Maledict. What Maledict does, it kills people late in the fight. And it does compete with Cleft Death, which shoots the second one. And Cleft Death, by the way, remember, you do 60 damage without it. You do 55. So you're not taking much of a penalty. And later levels, you only lose like 5 damage. It's really not a big deal. I feel like Cleft Death is just a way better facet right now for Witch Doctor. I'll see what Malpractice can do, but I generally feel like the hero is much better because Headhunter is, again, we're seeing this a lot, the most picked facet is becoming part of this, an innate or a skill, but Malpractice is iffy. I feel like I can finally pick Cleft Death, get Aghanims, no one can say anything anymore. Wraith King denies on an account towards skeleton charges, right? Movement speed reduced, intelligence has been decreased, thank God. I feel like he gets his ultimate. I've never seen a guy not get his ultimate off on Wraith King anymore, which is bullshit. Lifesteal has been decreased from Barbaric Iron or levels. Oh, okay. And no longer freezes reincarnation cooldown while Wraith delay is active. I don't know what that means actually. Wraith King cannot reincarnate after being a Wraith. He cannot? Really? Okay. Well, either way, can no longer be triggered while under effects of vampiric spirits, wraith. Yeah, I'm not sure what all these mean, but I feel like they're all nerfs. Last one, Zeus. Mana regen replaced with a heavenly jump target. And you know, this was a pretty shitty talent anyway at level 15. I don't remember ever picking it. And I actually had a lot of time thinking health, mana, health. No, I'll never pick Heavenly Jump. It's so hard to use this one. And oftentimes level 10 is only going to be level 1 Heavenly Jump because you're going to max out the other 2 spells. It's kind of shitty. Okay. Arc Lightning or Thunder Gods. What's Arc Lightning? It's like 1.6. What is it? Yeah, getting it down to 1.4 is actually a big deal. Like you can just like arc. I don't know. Level 15 is going to be a nice one. And level 25, you get the extra static field. That's pretty good. Zeus. Overall, all buffs all around. I really like the level 15 choice. Level 25, also you are able to like, as Zeus, your damage falls off because people get glimmers and cloaks and stuff. You just don't keep up, but this helps him out a lot. And that's my thoughts on this patch. Overall, a lot of cool changes, a lot of things I like. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. See you around.